Blue Sky Studios' Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs, directed by Carlos Saldanha in 2009, excellently portrays the 12 principles of animation in various forms of character performance and scene choreography. Set during the Ice Age, the film follows the main cast of characters, Manny, Diego, and Sid, as well as side characters Scrat the Squirrel and Scrate. The film starts off with Manny settling down in expectancy for the birth of his child, while Sid, wanting a family of his own, adopts 3 abandoned eggs which eventually hatch into baby T-Rexes. This, however, attracts the mother of the eggs, causing Sid to be taken away along with them. Now it is up to the herd to go rescue their friend, as they venture into a prehistoric underground world. Meanwhile, Scrat fights for the ownership of his acorn against Scrate, as they battle against each other in the underground world. Scrat the saber-toothed squirrel is known to be an incredibly clumsy individual hyper-fixated on keeping his treasured acorn safe. His disgruntled and pathetic nature is juxtaposed with the graceful and elegant Scrate, a saber-toothed flying squirrel who is Scrat's rival and for a short time a romantic interest. She is shown to be greedy and manipulative towards Scrat in her quest to steal his acorn. In the scene You'll Never Tango, Scrat and Scrate fight over the acorn in a comedic dance sequence, taking turns tripping or kicking each other in order to gain their prize. However, Scrate manages to seduce and distracts Scrat and takes off, but is grabbed by him just in time, leaving both suspended above magma. This will be analyzed to observe why this scene displays excellent character performance through the principles of animation. Moving on to the 12 principles of animation, anticipation is the preparation, frames, or timing before the main action such as a jump or a kick, which is often utilized to convey a better sense of momentum through timing. This is displayed at the beginning of the scene where Scrat grabs Scrate by the tail, extending the time before they pull each other close. This is also exemplified later as Scrate uses her tail to stop and lift Scrat's chin, holding his body in place before dropping him in one fell swoop. Exaggeration is the process of amplifying an action, often using squash and stretch or smear frames to make the idea or essence of the action more apparent and real. As Scrat is hit by Scrate, there is a clear exaggeration through the utilization of a smear frame for Scrat's facial feature. Squash and stretch describes how a person or an object may elongate and flatten, depending on emotion or physical impact, to emphasize momentum and speed. Here we can see Scrat's eyes squash as he is hit, anticipating his scream, and elongate as he falls as it squashes again. Arcs describe the trajectory of an action, such as a swinging motion, and is often utilized to solidify the path of the subject, which can be seen here as Scrat hangs onto the cliff. In relation, slow in and slow out demonstrates the timing of the path of action and showcases a sense of momentum in terms of gravity. As Scrat swings, his movement shows a clear arc and sense of momentum as the timing between each swing is delayed. Timing and spacing describes the number of frames present between two actions, how more would equal slower speed and less would mean a faster speed. As described in Richard Williams' The Animated Survival Kit, we could either go too fast to get spastic humor, or go too slow to get beauty and dignity. Throughout the scene, it is apparent the action is following the tempo of the music, changing from a gradual increase in speed as the music crescendos and stops abruptly as both characters cease fighting. Follow-through defines how a part of an object or character continues to move complementary to a primary action, which is done to simulate drag. This can be seen through Scrate as her tail bobs along as she drags Scrat, and when she flutters her eyelids, allowing her eyelashes to drag behind them, creating a believable motion and momentum. In relation, secondary action illustrates the idea of a movement which happens in conjunction to another to further push the illusion of life. As Scrate caresses Scrat with her tail, her back arches and head tilts up, complementing the main line of action instead of conflicting with it, as explained in The Illusion of Life by Ollie Johnson and Thomas Frank. If a secondary action conflicts with, becomes more interesting, or dominates in any way, it is either the wrong choice or is staged improperly. Pose-to-pose is a method of animation where the key frame of an action is drawn first before the rest is filled out by in-betweens, often utilized to establish more control over the scene. This scene demonstrates pose-to-pose through the clear usage of defining poses, demonstrating appeal and a clear sense of direction. Finally, staging is the method of which the focal point is clear and observable by the audience. Throughout Scrat and Scrate's dance, the acorn always stays the focal point of the scene, while both characters move along and around it. However, focusing on Scrate as she becomes the dominant character, and on Scrat as he holds onto the cliff at the end of the scene. Blue Sky Studios' Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs has excellently portrayed and applied the 12 principles of animation within the film and within the scene, creating a believable character performance and motion through non-traditional 3D CGI technologies. Blue Sky Studios has also managed to create an appealing performance through character immersions and actions.